Good morning. Once again, a very good morning to all of you. Today we will discuss the conditional structure in the C programming. This is one of the most important concept and one of the most important topic in while we study the C programming. Before that, I would like to tell you, if you have to learn the C in detail and with good concept knowledge, you have to subscribe this video for daily updates. So we will discuss the conditional structures here. So what is the conditional structure? The conditional structures are the conditional statements in C. The conditional statements in C programming are used to make decision based on the conditions. The conditional statements execute sequentially when there is no condition around the statement. If you put some condition for a block of statement, the execution flow may change based on the result evaluated by the condition, and this process is called decision making in C. Suppose we have to provide a condition, then there is a decision making in the C that it have to decide whether that condition is true or false, and this is also called the decision making concept or decision making sequence. So in C programming, conditional statements are possible with the help of these two constructors, and that is if statement and the if else statement. It is also called as a branching, as a program decide which statement is executed based on the result of the evaluated condition. Suppose the condition is true, then it will evaluate the statements in the if block or otherwise in the else block, depending upon the constructs. If we have used the if statement only, or if you have used if and else statement only. So this is all about the conditional statements in the C. So what is the if statement? How to use the if statement in the conditional statement? So it is one of the powerful conditional statement. If statement is responsible for modifying the flow of the execution of a program. If statement is always used with a condition. The condition is evaluated first before executing any statement inside the body of the if. Means whenever we put some instructions or bunch of codes or lines, before to execute that particular lines, it will check the condition and then it will execute that lines, and the condition evaluates to either true or false, and if that condition is true, then it will evaluate the statements, otherwise it will not evaluate the statement. The true is always a non-zero value and false is always a value that contains 0. Instruction can be a single instruction or code block enclosed by curly brace. Suppose there is more than one line, then we have to use opening and closing curly bracket with the if statement. So this is about the if statement in the conditional structure. So when we see the program of the illustration in the C, look at in the body of the program we have initialized a variable num, and that's equals to 1, and we have also initialized another variable num2, that's equals to 2. Now the value of num1 is 1 and the value of num2 equals to 2. Then we have used a condition with the if statement that num1 is less than num2, means we are comparing that num1 with the num2, and if that condition is true, if that condition is true, it will execute the statement in that if block. Means number 1 is smaller than number 2, that will be executed because that condition is true, and if that condition is false, it will not execute the statement. So this is the syntax of this if statement. Now when we use the if statement, we use some relational operator with the condition. Now there are in the C has 6 relational operators that can be used for formulate a boolean expression, for making a decision and testing condition which returns true or false. Means whenever we use such type of 6 relational operators and check in the condition, then that if statement will return a value true or false. If the value is true, then it will execute the statement, and if the value is false, it will not execute the statement. And we again notice that somewhere we are using the operators, that is equals to or that equals to operator, and that equals to operator is different from the initialization operator. When we write a equals to 2, means we have initialized the value 2 to that particular variable, and in that case we are not comparing. But when we use the double equals to sign, this is the comparison operator. So these are 6 are the relational operator: less than or equals to, greater than or equals to, and not equals to. And these relational operators we have to use in the program while using the conditional statements. So again we will see one example with the use of these conditional statements, or that equals to sign, and what is the difference of that equals to sign. When you see these programs, 2 programs are there: int x equals to 41 and that x equals to x plus 1, means we are increment the value of that x by 1. And now if we are checking that x equals to 2, means we are checking that the value of x equals to value of 42, and that condition is true because we have initialized the value of x equals to 41, and then we are increment the value of that 1 by 1, and now both the values are same, and then that's why that if returns a true value and it will print you succeed. The same way when we see the another example, in that another example we have defined int present equals to 1, and if present means the value of present equals to 1. If present there is someone present in the classroom, means we are not checking any condition, we are just passing one value and printing the statement in the block. So with these 2 examples we are very clear what is the assignment operator and what is the comparison operator. So next, this is the if and else flowchart. Now when we see that flowchart in detail, there is a condition in diagonal box, and if that condition is true, it will execute the statement in the if block, and if the condition is not true, it will execute the statement in the else block. Whatever the statement will be executed, either it will execute the statement in the if block, either it is executed the statement in the else block, and our program counter will go outside the if block and execute the rest of statements. And in this way, this is the flowchart work, and this if and else statement works. Now when we see the syntax of this if and else structure, there is if and the text expression. When we have see the flowchart, it is just like that. If in the bracket there is the text condition, and if that test condition is true, it will execute the statement in the if block, that true block of the statement, means it will return the true value and that will be executed, else the false block will be executed, or false block of statement will be executed. And after executing either the if block or the else block, then the rest of the statements in the program will be executed. So again, this is one of the example of if and else structure. Now look, when we see this example, so here we have initialized num equals to 20, and if that num less than 10, the condition is false. The condition is false because the value of num equals to 20 and we are comparing that 20 with the 10, and hence that value is false or that condition is false, means it will return a false value, and then that's why it will be executed the value is greater than 10. So this is the illustration of the program. Now we will see the conditional expressions. Now there is another way to express if and else statement by introducing this operator. This is question mark and that colon operator. This is one of the operator. We have also used this if and else structure. In a conditional expression, the question mark and that colon operator has only one statement associated with the if and the else. When we see the example of that, here we have defined int y, means we have defined the variable y, and we have initialized that int x equals to 2, means the value of x equals to 2, and there is no value to the y. Now that y equals to x greater or equals to 6, and in the question mark we are written 6 and dot x, means we are checking that condition, and if that condition is true, and we are checking the value of 2, the value of x equals to 2, and if that condition is true, it will execute the value of the true value, or when the condition is false, it will execute the false value. The first value is the true value and the next value will be the false value. So in this way the value of y equals to 2, because that condition is false, and hence it will execute or it will evaluate or it will print the next value or the false value. So this is the conditional expression. Now when we see this nested if and else statement, when a series of decision is required, then when there is more than one if is required, and that is also called the nested if and else. This nested if and else is used. Nesting means using if and else construct with another one, means we are using the if within the if, that is called the nested if and else statement. We have already discussed this very well when we are writing a program of if and else statement very well. So when we discuss this program, here we have again defined int num equals to 1, and if that num less than 10, if that condition is true, because the value of num equals to 2, and hence that condition is true, and hence it will execute the statements in the if block, because it will true, then it will escape that part of else statement and it will enter in the if block only, because that condition is true. And again there is a condition, if num equals to 2, and if that condition is true, it will execute the statement in the if block. Because this condition is true. So in this way our output is the value is 1. So this is our output. When we examine these statements line by line, we will very clear that if and how the if and else statement will be executed. So this is the nested else if ladder. Now when we use more than one condition, if, so this is the syntax of that else if ladder. When we put one condition with the if, and if that condition will not satisfy, it will execute the next condition. Again if else if is there, again else if there, the n number of else if we can use, and whatever the expression is correct or whatever the condition is true, it will execute that particular statement. And if no one condition, not a single condition is true, it will execute the statement in the else block, and that will be the default statements, and that default statement will be executed, and after executing that the rest of the program will be executed. So this is the nested if or else if ladder. We will see one example of this. So when we see this example, int marks equals to 83, and if marks is greater than 83 or marks is greater than 75, that condition is true. When we see, or when we check the another condition, look at there, the first condition is true. And hence it will execute the statement in the first condition. So this is the else if ladder. So in this way we have discussed various things. Here we have discussed, we will recall again. So we have discussed how the conditional statements are executed, and it are if and else statement. Then we have discussed the relational operators. What are the various operators used in this with the if and else statement. Again we have discussed the various program. We have also discussed this flowchart, then the syntax, then conditional expression, that is the operator, that is the question mark and colon operator, and this is very one of the important operator when we write the various mathematical programs or decision making concepts. And then we studied about the nested else if structure, and we will see the various examples here. So I think you can understand very well what is the if and else structure, and for the illustration and for the example of this with the coding, you should see the video that we have already created on the base of this topic. So thanks a lot, thank you very much. So subscribe my video or my channel for daily updates. Thanks a lot, thank you very much.